Good evening, everybody. It is Brian for GadgetUnit.com, and this is VEDA day number 9 for April 9th, 2017. I'm currently out on a bike ride, and in fact, I'll give you a quick tour of my bike. So I'm actually at some random elementary school near where I live, and this is my ride. It is a GT of some sort. I don't remember the exact model, but this was a bike that Performance Bicycle had in stock at the time. I've had this for about, I think, sometime since the beginning of the year. It is a mountain bike, although I probably ride it more on paved roads than actual dirt. So this is just a quick overview of the bike. I do have a couple of things attached to my handlebars. So here we have, I think it's in focus, I can't tell, there we go. So this is where I put my phone, and I'll probably try and record some clips of myself from the phone being mounted in here in a little while. And then here we have the action camera, which I will also show clips from in a little while. The phone appears to be having a hard time focusing on it. I also have a rear mounted light for whenever I want to ride at night, which I haven't so far. I also have a light for the front, but I haven't been able to attach that because the bars here are a little bit too thick to actually attach the light to that particular bar. I also have a water bottle mount. You see one of my gloves there. It is a baseball glove, but it just happened to be one of the two gloves that I've had, and I didn't want to buy mountain bike specific gloves, so I just used that, and they're plenty cushiony enough to keep my hands from blistering and things like that. So this is my bike. I like it. It was relatively affordable. There was a comment left by Ella Johnson on vlog number 7, and the reason I'm not showing myself right now is because I'm using Android's multitasking feature to be recording out of the rear-facing camera while having YouTube open, so both apps are side by side right now. But Ella Johnson said, loving these daily vlogs, can't wait for the Hawaii vlogs. It just got a little bit windy right now. Hopefully the microphone is doing a decent job at blocking it. But what are some of your favorite restaurants in Texas? How long have you lived in San Antonio? So when it comes to restaurants, I don't really have too much to say there. I go to restaurants to fill my belly, so I'm not really too keen on picking favorites when it comes to restaurants. So I'm not really sure if I can answer that, but some of the restaurants I don't mind going to on a semi-regular basis. There is a regional chain called 54th Street Grill, kind of like a better Applebee's and better Chili's type of experience. Some of the other restaurants, there's a Mexican place called Alamo Cafe, which is pretty good. Can't really think of any good pizza places, so I just usually stick to chains like Domino's and Pizza Hut, and of course the CC's Pizza Buffet. But those are just a couple of the ones that come to mind. And then the other part of your question was, how long have you lived in San Antonio? So I first moved here in May of 2012, and then I moved out in October of 2014. So that was a little over 2 years, and then I moved back in September. So I've been here for probably 2.5, almost 3 years total. And I like it a lot. Very good city to live in, and eventually a very good a very good city to start a family in. Plenty of quality schools around here. And that was the only question / comment to address. So now I'm going to get back on the bike and hopefully give you some action shots of my riding. All right, so I am once again moving. Hopefully the microphone isn't picking up too much of the wind noise. We'll have to see how that goes. Hopefully you're seeing enough of me in frame. Of course, the action cam is rolling right now. My microphone cable might get in the way, but hopefully not. Not really sure how much of the me angle I will show. So I'll have to review what the footage looks like before putting it up there. Now I'm gonna make a right here and then pedal to the highway, and then take the highway down a little bit. Might have to look into, within an audio editor, how to decrease the wind noise. Weather isn't too bad. It actually cooled down noticeably since I came out here about an hour and a half ago. It was about 82 degrees when I left. Now it feels more like the upper 70s. Of course, the wind hasn't really died down at all. Now I just took a brief break to take a look at the little bit of footage of myself that I recorded, and The audio didn't sound very windy at all, and the video itself, for the most part, I was in frame, but because the sky is a lot brighter, I was a little bit darker. Now I'm going to get on this busy highway and see how it goes. I only need to be on the highway for just a little bit. Just till I get to that stoplight up there, then I'll make a right. Right now, I imagine the wind noise is pretty bad, so I'm going to talk a little bit louder just to see if it's any better later on. Now, their light turned green, so they have a bunch of people who are gonna come by. Normally, I wouldn't be on a road with this many vehicles, but I figured it's only for a little bit. I'm not sure how stable the action camera and my Galaxy S7 clips are going to be. So it'll be interesting to see how well both perform as far as stabilization goes. That was mostly a downhill piece of road, so it wasn't too much pedaling. And here is my turn, which should be downhill for just a little bit. And here we are. My microphone cable isn't really getting in the way, which was a concern at first. Now, of course, because I'm using my back camera, I cannot see the screen, which means I don't know how fast I'm going. Here, I'm coming up to a red light. Let me get a quick sip of water. And here we go. This is the second elementary school within a couple miles of each other. As I mentioned earlier, there are so many schools around Texas. So I assume they take education relatively seriously, which is very important. Earlier in the bike ride, I was watching a motorsports race using a television app, and I also had Runtastic opened at the same time. So it was nice to still be able to take the television part of things with me on a bike ride. And having unlimited data helps very much, because I probably used more than 2 gigs of data on this bike ride alone. Assuming my microphone stayed put during the earlier recording, it should actually be avoiding the wind noise quite a bit. And if it does, I'll be very impressed. I mentioned last week in VEDA 1 that I'm very impressed with my sort of audio video setup overall, in that everything is working how it should. I just took another quick break to take a listen to the audio, and I'm actually extremely surprised by how little wind noise there seems to be. Of course, I was just listening with my S7's speaker, so it's probably not as telling as listening to it with a proper set of speakers or headphones, but it seems like almost all of the wind noise is gone, which is incredibly good news for me, so I don't have to worry about that too much when going fast. I didn't mention what time it was earlier. It's actually about 10 past 6 in the evening. I'm gonna go by these people real quick. All right, so I just got to the top of this hill. It's pretty much downhill to the next stoplight. And then it's only about another 5 to 10 minute ride to my house. So I think that'll about do it for VEDA Day 9. Not a bad little bike ride, considering I haven't been on a bike in probably about a month or so, but I'm really happy that my audio and video setup continues to work really well. Right now, there should be quite a bit of wind. I'll be surprised if nothing actually gets picked up by the mic. I'm going pretty fast right now. I'm gonna slow down just a little bit here. And again, I think that about does it for episode 9 of VEDA. Again, today is April 9th, 2017, Sunday. Palm Sunday, actually. Next week is Easter. Not entirely sure what I'll be doing next week. I think Six Flags is still on the menu for Friday night. Turns out the water park doesn't open until the end of the month. I'll be in Hawaii, which is basically a water park, I guess, since it's right in the middle of the ocean. Any comments, questions, feedback about this or anything else, feel free to leave everything down below in the comments area. But that is it with this video, so thanks a lot for watching, and I'll talk to you guys tomorrow for VEDA Day 10.